The ingredients that we usually source are from neighboring countries, especially the vegetables. So they can be anything from Australia, Vietnam, China, mostly from Malaysia. As for meat-wise, Singapore doesn't produce meat, so most of the meat are actually imported. The canteen just tries to make sure that we order from companies that have a proper HACCP, which is hygiene controls in their plant. Everything is cooked in-house, from the hot food, as the sandwiches and the sushi are wrapped daily. Vegetables and fruits are cut fresh daily, and of course the bread is made in-house, and it's also baked fresh daily. We are very particular about food safety. We have our licensing authority, which is the Singapore Food Agency. We follow their guidelines to send all our staff for hygiene courses. And we also get a grading, which we have been getting A for the past at least 15 years. In addition to that, we also have a food safety management system. Singapore Food Agency is also the authority. So it's mainly for caterers. That allows us to look more specifically into food safety here regarding temperature checks, our goods receiving, etc. Finally, we have 6 monthly audits from Tooth Soup. So they will provide kitchen audits for hygiene. We'll do a swab test for surface, swab test for our water source, and we also do swab tests for our food. So we also have microbiological testing there. So we pick certain food and we test them every 6 monthly. Usually in the canteen, when we plan the menu, we think of how to plan for Asian and Western dishes, because we have international students here, so they may come from neighboring countries or even far away from Europe. And also we have to look at vegetarian options, because we have vegetarians in the school. We also need to look at the cold options, like those sandwiches and cheese boxes and fruits and vegetable sticks, those things that are on the go and students can just grab for their snacks. We also really appreciate it when students try to make the menu better. They like hot food and spicy food. They want it to be enjoyed by all. So we actually came together with the student council with about 12 students, I think. And we cooked like 10 dishes with differing chili, hotness, spiciness, so everyone gets to taste. So we are all on the same level. And when we cook food in future in the canteen, we know how much chili grading to put. So people have a bit of a reference there. We actually look at allergens that could appear in the menu. So things like dairy, gluten, egg, and also sometimes tree nuts, sesame, and peanuts as well. So all these are possible allergens that can cause quite severe allergies to students. So these are the things that we pay particular attention to. For example, for any allergen, we provide a no-gluten food rather than a gluten-free food because we actually have a bakery inside the kitchen. So a no-gluten food will mean that we do not add flour into the food, but a gluten-free food will mean that I will have to take the bakery out of the kitchen. So that's usually how we differentiate the allergens. When we have students with allergens, and if they are quite severe, we actually will initiate a meetup with the first aid team, and we'll discuss with the parents in the first aid team to let them understand how the first aid work. On the nurses' side, their health considerations, the health declaration form they have to fill in. And for us, we'll let the parents know from the canteen how the kitchen actually runs. Most recipes are traditional, either hand-me-downs or they are in cookbooks or the internet. Some recipes are passed from parents, very enthusiastic parents who want us to use their recipes for the children, who will suggest that, hey, you know, I've eaten something that's very interesting, do you want to try? And then we'll just try the recipes until we're happy with it. And then once we are good to go, then we will publish it as a menu, and then it will be enjoyed by the student. We also try to do our part for the environment. So when the student has an initiative for no straws in the school, they actually come together and we have a poster to inform everyone, and we actually took the straws out. For plastics that we can't actually get rid of 100%, we try to get biodegradable plastics or cornware if really there needs to be any disposables in the school. So in our bid for sustainability of food sources, the closest we can get to is just the coffee beans that we actually get for the school, because these are the things that actually come from farm, which our coffee suppliers directly deal with. I really appreciate it when the staff gets involved as well. So we had a clean plate campaign. It is to help reduce waste, and students get stickers for their effort. So I'm really happy to see that when students see this, they actually get involved and they really eat everything on their plate. So on that day, they manage to have their vegetables, and there's very little food waste as well. HOWE Catering has been around for about 24 years. So the first 16 years of HOWE Catering, we were actually in the Australian International School. But we are happy to have found German school, where I think we were based here for the last 8 years.